I've been quilling since 1990, Kathy?
Something like that.
Yeah, Kathy was
Yeah.
my teacher, so we go back a long way.
Learn off her.
No. But what I've called this is sort of inspirations from antiques. And then I'll just give you a little bit why I got into sort of looking at the antique side. Several years ago, the Guild brought out a publication, which some may or may not have seen it, Finding Antique Quilling. Now, if you're interested in antique pieces, this covers known ones that we know of around the world as well as the UK. There's some good examples, and those of you that went yesterday to the Lady Lever Art Gallery, that cabinet is probably one of the best pieces that you can see in this country. But I'll pass this round and you can have a look. It just gives you a guide to where there are places. Not all the pieces are on display, but if you were making a journey or you're going to be in an area, it's worth contacting the museum if you're interested and saying, look, you know, I'm coming, can we arrange a time? Can I look at the archives? Because they are quite usually receptive. That's one way of going and finding pieces. The quality of them varies because, as we know, paper is not good for lasting long term. Those, for instance, this is a tea caddy on the front here. If it's behind glass, the chances of it surviving are probably greater than if it's exposed to the elements. So that's one book that the Guild produced. Another one that I've got hold of was some years ago. Florian Papp, who are based in New York, had an exhibition of antique pieces of quilling. So again, I'll pass this round, both these, and have a look, because a lot of the techniques you'll probably recognise from pieces that you do yourselves. And this shows you some of the different exhibits. Do you know, I don't know, Audrey. I've had this a number of years.
It was produced to go with the exhibition.
It was produced to go with the exhibition.
Got an ISBN number?
No, unfortunately not, Sheila. There are details of where Florian Papp are. If you've got your computer, you could try Googling and seeing if by chance this is available. I would suspect now, if it is, you could be looking at a reasonably high cost, because it wasn't cheap to buy when we got it.
No.
But I think I've had this copy 15 years, 20 years possibly. I've had it a long time. But anyway, that's two books I'll pass round to you. The other thing is, and I don't want to dwell too much on this because this is a personal thing to me, I'm not the best drawer in the world, but my family will tell you, from doing a City and Guilds course some years ago, we had to do an art and design element, so it focus your mind on looking at things in a different light. So if I'm going to a museum, like we went yesterday, I take a little sketchbook and I just start making sketches. I mean, they're not brilliant, but I know what they represent. And it just gives me some ideas then that I can adapt and make up as I go along. So, you know, that is helpful as well. A lot of places will let you take photographs. They did yesterday. Some places won't. Quite a few of them don't have photos or postcards available either, so it's just another way of recording what you've seen. Some of them are in dark places, so even if you do take photos, the quality is not great. So that's just something else to think about. So I'll pass those round for you to look at. Now, going to the antiques, this was a box that I did a few years ago at Otford when we had the AGM there. The top of it, there's a central motif, and there's these four round the edge. They were taken from pieces of antique quilling that I'd seen, so I just incorporated them into the design. When you go and look at antique pieces, you'll see many of the shapes you use today. So you'll see closed loose coils, there'll be tight coils, alternate side loopings, huskings. So it's just really quite a few of the things that we use today we've brought forward from antique pieces.